The club not only has helped my family and I so much, but has allowed me to give back to the community that opened its arms to me so many years ago. It has allowed me to grow and blossom, putting forth numerous ideas that I've had brewing for so long, but have never been able to act on. I truly have had the most amazing time here.
The club has not only helped me with my academic life, it has also helped me with my home life. This past October, I had lost my house to the fire. I lost everything. The club helped me by reaching out to the community. They got me the essentials my family and I needed.
The club has provided me with amazing opportunities and experiences. They have given me more than any child or young adult could ask for. They are my family, friends, and my protectors. Without realizing it, they were keeping me safe from my life outside of these walls. This building and these people molded me into the young woman I am today.
Pretty much from when I was born, I was growing up in a domestically abusive home. I pretty much remember from the time I was about 2 or 3, my parents were fighting constantly. There was a lot of yelling and screaming and a lot of shoving. Thankfully, they never got far enough to do fist fights, but it was pretty loud. And I, as the oldest of my 2 siblings, was expected to take care of my baby brother from the time he was born, and I was expected to take care of my sister, who was later diagnosed with autism, so she was a pretty hard to handle toddler. It never occurred to me that any of this was bad or harmful, and once it started occurring to me just how different the real world was, I became pretty angry at everyone. Even now, it's still a bit of a struggle for me to tell the difference between being a big sister and acting like a mother, and my parents and I are still working on that. My experiences at the club have been very, very good, actually. They really do care and they really do try to help out. I was thinking about going to UW. What I want to do is I want to become a teacher. The club has given me a lot of opportunities. They've given me an orthodontia package that I wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise. They've given me a chance to get some real world experience that I can't get in school. And they've really just given me hope. They've given me a way to some of the things that I didn't think I was going to be able to afford, like getting into college.
In October, I lost my house in the Coal Creek fire. I was in my living room watching TV, and my mom comes in and she says there's a fire at the dump. So I go outside and me and my mom watched the fire until it was in our backyard. And then police came down the road, speeding down the road, saying we needed to evacuate. So we evacuated down to the mailboxes, and the fire was down there too. We stayed in a hotel for about a week. I had a pair of clothes and my phone. Me and my family were really devastated because we lost all of our memories, we lost our house, we lost everything. The school year was really hard because after my house, everybody was really depressed and stuff. When I come here, I can talk to any of the staff about anything, and I could talk to my friends about anything. It was really important for me because this is my home away from home. The experiences at the club helped me decide that I want to be a teacher when I grow up.
My parents got divorced whenever I was an infant, and then so my dad lived away from my mom and I lived with my mom. And then whenever I was 9 years old, my mom passed away. I moved in with my grandparents because my dad had seizures, and so I had to stay with somebody who could take care of me because he couldn't. And then a few years later, my dad also passed away, and my family life has just been surrounded by death in a sense. My grandparents were pretty supportive and they were pretty nice, but they had 2 daughters who lived with them, which were my aunts, and they were not very nice people. They were physically and mentally abusive, and so it brought me down a lot because I would get bullied at school, and then I'd come home and I'd want to have that support system, but instead I had my aunts bullying me also. They would tell me that I was worthless and I was no good and I was not going to go anywhere in life, and that if my mother was alive she would hate me, and that I was just a disgrace to my dead parents. By the time that I turned 15, my grandparents had both died. So I ended up moving out of that house, and my aunts, they were alcoholics and drug abusers, and so they had gotten caught. One of them had gotten caught, and she went to prison for having like a fourth account of getting caught with meth, and then my other aunt moved out of the state. I enjoyed going to school because at home I didn't feel safe. So I enjoyed going to other places such as school or the Boys and Girls Club, because there people were actually nice to me, and they would always tell me, no, you are good enough, look at you, you're doing great in school, you're getting good grades, and they'd help me with my homework, and they saw potential in me that I could not find in myself. The club was my second home. It was my home away from my home. And it definitely helped me a lot because, like I said, whenever I would go home, I would get bullied by my aunts, and here they didn't do that. Here they actually helped to build me up rather than break me down. And they were here whenever I needed somebody to talk to, or if I just needed somebody to have a shoulder to cry on. They were always here. I do want to further my education, but without Youth of the Year, my chances of doing that would be minimal due to financial insecurity. So I wanted to be able to go to school to become a nurse, because nurses help people, and like I said, I like to help people, and I want to be able to repay the kindness that I've been shown.
I'd like to thank the staff at the Boys and Girls Club, especially Chris and Gary, for nominating me for Youth of the Year. And I'd like to thank my friends and family and the community of Casper for supporting me through everything that I've been through. Thank you.
I just want to thank the Boys and Girls Club and all the staff for everything that they've done for me and my family.
I want to say thank you to the Boys and Girls Club for protecting me for my life outside of these walls.